up, dude? What up, dude? Yeah, slow ass movement right now. The Nasdaq was moving earlier. I caught a trade here. I'm gonna just mark the range that we're in. These are the highs. These are the average lows with a couple of minor lows here and a low here. Yesterday's highs. Previous day lows. We're in a massive range. We're in a massive daily range and a smaller range here. So before a breakout for a continuation, I would have liked to seen something like this happen, right? Where we re-break the lows here, or at least a double bottom, right? But we have a bottom here, a higher bottom, and a higher. So we just have an uptrend basically. This is a higher low right now. Structure was just broken. And now we created a higher high here with followed by a higher low. So we broke structure and now we're reforming structure to the upside again. So we had structure here, sort of. And now let's see what happens here. We're on this top half of the day of this range. So I would assume without the daily bottom wick, we would get some sort of rejection here to the downside like that. Maybe another rejection somewhere here before continuing down. Huh? If you're a prop firm trader, it's very important for you to follow all of the prop firm owners, because today, for the people that had Top Step, last week they gave out a code for a bunch of discounted accounts, and today for all the people that bought those accounts, they all got free resets. So if anybody blew their account, they were able to reset it for free. Or if anybody was in drawdown, they were able to reset it for free. What up, dude? What's up, Santos? How are you, bro? Yeah, that's hilarious. I love watching. It's like a casino in real life. I was watching some poker videos and I seen this guy bluff his way to fucking $500,000. Yeah, that's wild. I think sell stops there were valid. Yeah, I like to see, to be honest, I like to see people tilt. And then I'm like, alright, that's something that I am not gonna do. Like, you can hear it in his voice when he's like panicking. You could hear it. You could just tell. It's one of those things. Wait for this 15-minute closure. Danny and I have a similar trading style, the way that we enter and scalp trades. That's why I was watching him at first, and I'm like, "Huh, this is pretty interesting." And then I was like watching him go on tilt live on camera, and then say, "Oh, it's just a losing day." I'm like, "No, bro, you were up 100 pips for 3 consecutive trades, and you wanted 200, and now you're negative 300 pips on the day." When all 3 of those trades, if you would have closed them and move on to the next one, you would have been up 10 times the amount. Like, you can see a good trader being ruined by his emotions. 15-minute is gonna close bearish. 5-minute is gonna close bearish back into this minor range here. Can we get a top wick on this 15? Top wick. Whoa, what is this movement? That's a 1-minute 24 pip candle. So we just retested the daily lows. We don't necessarily have to come back for a daily low now, because we came down, created a, this is the low, we came down, retested it, and we just came down and double tested that low. $30 closed bullish. The next candle flipped bullish and drove to the middle of the range. We still have 11 pips before the end of the range. I want to get a closure outside of the range here. What up, the amateur FX, my dog? See what it do here. We might have entries here. We might have some buy stops. We got 10 minutes here for this hourly close. I'm gonna wait for the hourly close. Let's hopefully hope we can get a higher time frame closure above the most recent range for our continuation push to the upside. And this pullback, crazy. Wait. What up, Nadeem? How are you? I'm doing well, my bro. I'm doing well.
I haven't taken any positions, no. The others, they'll pull up any minute now. It's 8. It's a little late for them. Give them a little time. $3 for this hourly closure. 3 minutes for this hourly closure. The hourly's closing bullish above the most recent range here, it looks like. Let's see what it do. And when the U.S. economy starts to do good and things start to get better, then maybe gold will start to go down, yes. But as of now, I don't think so. Things need to stabilize. Yo, what up, dog? $40 here. Hourly and hourly close below. No top wick.
So we're back below. This hourly has no top wick, man, but this 1 minute came up, tried to grab orders for it, and then pushed back below. In order for me to not need a top wick there, I would need a closure below all these ranges. We're in literal chop, man. I don't know if I can take anything here. The only thing that looks clean is this 4-hour flip bearish. This hourly looks like trash. This 30-minute looks like trash. This 15-minute looks like trash. This 5-minute is starting to look a little more decent. The 1 minute and the 4-hour are the only things that are giving me some kind of setup. Yeah, me either. What the hell are we doing here, man? Look at the Nasdaq here. I'll let gold do its thing for a minute. Let me do a quick analysis here on the Nasdaq. So we don't have many top wicks on these dailies, right? So we have a lot of orders here that I think we need to fill before we continue down. So VWAP's been following super closely here on the 4-hour. Holy shit. We filled the gap here. But then that leaves we also filled the gap here. No, I don't even look at that. I don't know what the VIX is.
Gap rejection played out. We've already refilled the gap again. We wicked above, and we're coming back down. We closed below the gap, and so where would our daily top wick be there? Right there. We don't really need to come all the way back up. I would be interested in sales if we start breaking below the daily low. What's up, Daniel? I do look at DXY. I haven't lately. Oh, I do. Yes. Me a couple.
Wow, Goldilocks. Wow. No, I came home in my work truck and my neighbor was asking because there was a bunch of roofers on our roof today and they fucked up my air conditioner and I had to fix it literally as soon as I got home. I had to go back in my truck, come back with all my tools and fix my own AC because the roofers fucked it up. So she was asking me if I saw anything wrong with hers after I told her what happened. But what I paid for the repair, I made an invoice and I sent it over to the HOA, and now you're gonna pay me for my time for doing something the roofers did. This is getting quite interesting. We're getting a 5-minute closure now in a minute. This 15-minute candle is about to flip bullish. We do have a level here we gotta worry about. These are wicks on the smaller time frame. If we take a re-break of the daily high that we created, that gives us 4 pips before our rejection. I'm not interested. I would have to wait till we break above. I'd really have to wait till we get a break above. Oh, there's stream playing on my phone. So let me count the delay. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. There's a 6. No, there's a 2-second delay. Same, I'm looking at 32, 33.9, but that 32.31 level in the way. Yeah, that rebreak of the high would have been activated here, but there's 4 pips of range, like damn. What up, Chris? Been holding buys from 29.84. No way. Holy shit.
No, I didn't hit the gym today. Wow, this buy stop would have given us 6 pips. Hey, Noxel Trading. I appreciate you for subscribing, brother.
Fluidity FX. The big G. Shit, man. No risk, no Rari. I'm gonna go at like 9:30, 10. I gotta take my work truck back at that time. Nah, I'm really sore. I need to recover for a few days. I've been using the weekends as my gym time. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then resting the other days. It's actually been very good. I don't have to cut time off streaming. Huh. That's very interesting here. Money printer. Money printer. Are we gonna respect? What the fuck? Damn, 26 pips. Hmm.
I made some money betting on the UFC this weekend, and then my dumbass made a bad play betting on the Masters golf, and I don't know shit about golf, and I lost all the money that I made on the UFC. I'm like, nah. AI says this guy's good. What in the hell is going on? 2 minutes before this 30 closes. A minute and a half. This 30 closing bullish at respecting this level just like the previous two 30s, but they're giving us such decent range to the upside. Wix 9, the GOAT. The fucking GOAT. Man, this 30's closing here, respecting this level. All these 30s are trash and ugly. This is just trash, trash movement right now. The 15 looks cleaner. The 5-minute looks cleaner. How are you, my brother? This 5-minute flip would have been nice earlier and not now, as we're closing on the 30. Whoa. Rain, sleet, or snow. Facts. Straight facts. Alright, so this 30-minute close respecting here. We're coming up with the top wick first. Wild. I think there's something. I did something with my mic. How about now? Is this better? No, I have like a knob turned all the way down on it. Sometimes I move the knob when I'm messing around with the mic. Nice. Let's clear this shit up. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Yeah, it was sounding fine earlier. I must have moved it again. It's got like a little knob at the bottom. I don't know what that knob does. I don't know if you guys know. It's got circles, a bunch of circles. Yeah. Like, and even if we do re-break the daily highs, I wouldn't take my normal setup because we have so much resistance here. No bottom wick on the daily. It's chop all the way through here. So is this breakout gonna actually be a good breakout? Probably not till 9 when the Asian market actually opens.
No, it sometimes the settings do get messed up because the music, I've had it perfect for like several months now to where it's not too loud and it's not too low. But sometimes the music can get out of hand. Sometimes all these settings are literally whacked out and I have to restart in the middle of stream for some reason. I don't know why. Especially the camera. See how there's like two little black edges here? When I don't have zoom on, there's no black edges there, but when the second zoom comes on, there's little edges there. Oh well. Team of producers is... Hello, team. How are y'all? We're doing great. Fueled by charts, reps, and good vibes. See? My team is traders. They hit reps at the gym, and they're all about good vibes. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Yo. That's a good money printer. It's 11 pips. Where's my cousin at, man? I haven't rolled up because I'm waiting for him. You know what it is to have everything ready and not roll it because you're waiting? I really want to get out of this range here because either way you look at it, you got a decent push. Once you re-break this low and clear all of these levels, you have 39 pips here, so you should be able to catch a piece of this move. And then after retesting making the low here, then retesting here, and then trying to tap it again and failing, if we do bounce up and start breaking the highs, I want to see this so I can take an entry. I want to see us break into this range, close above, create support here, and then break out so that way I can take another entry on the push into this clean range. That's mainly what I want to see, and I want to see the same thing happen to the downside here, but I don't need too much because we don't have a daily bottom wick. So if this does come down to start breaking the daily lows to create a daily bottom wick, we have 40 pips here if it wants to pull back. And before our next level, yeah, we got about 40 pips before a strong level. This is a little minor level. So we have some decent break-even points here. Quite a bit in profit. We got like 15 pips here. And then 30 pips here. No, I only have one paper left. He's got to bring some. And I don't trust that he will bring any. Even though I've told him 3 times already to bring some. So I'm going to save it. Just in case. Oh, look, he just texted me. Maybe he heard it on stream. He says he's pulling up. The money printer was valid here, right? I'm just a little iffy about the way that we came up being in this weak ass range here. Could have taken the money printer with the idea of once we saw this rejected the daily high and failed to drive, we closed back in range. We're most likely arranging for this little moment in time. So taking the money printer back into the range was not a bad plan. Yeah, like this one here would have been the only one I'm kind of interested in, especially with the way that we closed like this. So we retested the highs, we formed a support here, which is this wick here. We came up, retested this level of resistance, which is this wick here, and then we flipped bearish, creating a money printer here, which is the same thing that we did here. So that's where I was looking at sells there.
Um, the 10 and the 20 moving averages are too choppy tonight. Usually, I like to see them more separated so I can use them as levels. Because a lot of the times, especially when I'm trading off the 1 minute time frame, they align with a higher time frame level that maybe I missed it or I didn't get it down or whatever it could be. But a lot of the times they align with my levels and it just adds an extra confluence, especially for the Nasdaq on the VWAP, bro. It is insane. Like, this is the sell that I took earlier. Once we rejected here, I waited for the break of the low. I took a sell. Once we tapped the VWAP, I took another sell, and we dumped immediately afterwards. Um, you know, it's gonna be a banging stream when the OG shows up. OG, OG. Okay, cool, 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 cool. We're starting to get a push down here now. We have a 5 minute closure in about a few seconds. We're kind of... what the hell are we doing? Yeah, all these little levels here stop me from being able to take a proper entry. So we just had a 5 minute closure. The 5 minute close below these most recent ranges. We have a lot of bullish orders here that push price up. We retested it, it pushed it up. Barely retested it, it pushed it up. Are we going to actually break through this time or reject it again? So what do I need to see? I need to see a closure below here, like what we talked about earlier, the daily low being broken, a pullback, and a drive down. Man, it's 3 in the morning for Jay, bro. It's 3 in the morning for Jay. If he doesn't show up Asian sessions, I would not show up either. You will never, ever catch me up at 3 in the morning watching somebody stream. Especially someone like me, where I talk some dumb shit and smoke a lot of MJ. Bruh. Dog. My neighbor complained about my dog peeing on her trees. And I'm like, it's a tree. She's like, yeah, but it's killing it. And I'm like, alright. I'm gonna respect you. I apologize. In New York, I'm juggling appointments and trading at the same time. Usually, I need maybe like half an hour at a time, and then I have my free time. And I got a lot of background noise, so I prefer not to pop up on Zoom in the morning because I'm gonna be in and out on camera, in and out on the mic. But during Asian, when I'm just chilling, that's my preferred time. Que lo que? Alright, my cousin's here. It's time to cheap queef. Alright, we're starting to break down here, breaking the daily lows. We're about to have a 15-minute closure. We're having a few minutes here. Maybe we're going to get exactly what we want out of the trade. Trust me though, bro. Trust me. I'm working on
I'm working on a plan, bro. The second that I have like a year of my income and trading profits, I am out. And I promise you, it's gonna be full 100% this. I like my business. There's a reason that I'm still doing it, or else I wouldn't be there. Especially with family, especially when we can do whatever the hell we want. Like I told you, like today, I finished my first 2 appointments and I came home by like 10. I was sitting on my computer and I was just trading. When you asked me if you were home, I was like, yeah, I just finished my calls. I came home, I had a cup of coffee, and I was just chilling on my computer. And then went over to my next calls. Today, I was up 130 pips and then I lost 30 pips on the last trade of the day. The Nasdaq did me a little dirty. It slipped me. It was right here on this cell here. It slipped me like 20 pips. So instead of being 32 pips here and then going break even, getting stopped out break even, it slipped me. I saw profit for like 15 pips and then it rejected, and then I closed on this bullish candle, or this bullish candle right here. Once I saw that we closed back in range, I was like, nah, I'm gonna lose more. This was 30 pips and then it drove another 103 pips out. So I could have held for 130 pips, but look, it didn't dump until 4:49 p.m. I would have had to hold even to the last minute of the day to get out break even with a pineapple here. So no, that was not a that was a good closure, losing 30 pips there. And then I took the same setup a little bit lower after it played out a bit. I took the sells here. I was in drawdown here. I took more sells here at the top once we tapped this level here, tapped this level here, and it mimicked all of these levels across the board, and then I closed here earlier. I actually got slipped and only took 6 pips on here, but it should have been a 78 pip trade across 2 entries. And it literally pulled back for like a quick second as I closed and then dumped. Crazy. The Nasdaq is just crazy. The Nasdaq has done that to me 2 times this week already, and it did that to me yesterday, during Asian session. It went 50 pips in profit, pulled back, and I'm like, fuck. That was literally my TP. If I would have just put a TP at 50 pips, it would have closed. It would have entered, hit TP, and finished the trade all in 1 second.
What's TP?
Take profit. So with my take profit or TP being at 50 pips, that would have been a trade that top one doesn't wouldn't allow because of the 1 second rule or the 10-second rule. That's the thing with the Nasdaq, that sometimes it'll activate your buy stop, pop 50 pips, you close it for 50 pips, and then it pulls back to your entry. Like, are you going to just take break evens there, or are you going to take your 50 pips? Yo. Follow Wix9, bro. There's a couple of you guys that I've seen in here that are new, and are new names that I haven't seen in Wix's trades either. In Wix's Discord or in the New York session, and I'm there every single day. I know everybody that goes in there. So a lot of you guys that are new, go watch Wix, dog. No. Bro, I'm about to put you on this new place. I don't think you've ever heard of them. It's called World Famous. They sell egg rolls. No. But the egg rolls, the insides are whatever you want. You can get Philly cheesesteak, you can get hibachi, you can get Cuban with the ham and cheese, or you can get the right next to the EOS in Boynton. Bro, me and my girlfriend went.
Saw a big one.
The best shit I've ever had in my life. I was like, yo, this thing is taking forever. And I got a little pissed. And then when they gave me the food that I ate it, I was like, I apologize for my impatience, from being impatient. I apologize. This was so good, man. This was so good. Mine was like a 8 out of 10, but my girl's hibachi one, bro, that one was a 10 out of 10, dog. I lost my 4070 PC. Have you seen it? PC, bro, I don't even know what that is, dog. All right, we just had a 15-minute closure. The 15-minute close with the bottom wick. We're starting to push down now.
Oh my god, I'm so...
Normally I would be taking, I would be active, I would be setting a sell stop here. But how many pips do we have? 6 pips? This isn't the Trump range anymore. If this was the Trump range and we had like 20, 30 pips in this range, I would be taking a sell stop here to fill the rest of this range. At least this BE, it's only 6 pips, that's too little. I'd rather break the low, pull back, and then take the re-break of the daily low. And then that way we'll have like 24 pips before any kind of like bullshit. Listen, bro, that's why, look, I was building a PC and I had like maybe 10 parts in my closet. And then somebody sold me this MacBook M2, the new one. And it worked for everything that I needed to do streaming, multiple screens, OBS, Zoom, no lag. And I'm like, fuck that, and I sold all my PC parts. The guy that bought them for me was like, bro, these are all brand new. You didn't do anything with them? And I'm like, nah. I just got a MacBook instead. And he goes, you sure you didn't steal them? And I'm like, no, bro. Look at my Amazon, dog. He bought them for exactly what I paid for them on Amazon. He was a real dude. Yo, Wix, I'm gonna tell you one thing though. If you were really by that area in Boynton, that's where the gym that I go to is at, with the cold plunge. And brother, doing that cold plunge was insane. Brother, you're down south, right near the beach. You walk outside at 4 in the morning and just listen, and you're gonna hear. I promise you, in your neighborhood, you're gonna hear that. So just follow that sound, and you'll find some chickens. There is not a single spot anywhere below West Palm Beach that people in your neighborhood don't have chickens or a rooster.
You can go to Coral Gables with $1 million houses.
Scared of the cold plunge. Do I look like a fucking pussy to you, dog? I may look like one, but I'm not. Wow. The rebreak of the low on a bearish 5-minute breaking these lows looks so clean. And now that we don't have a top wick here, that's just ugly, bro. Fuck. This is probably what we're gonna see now if we stay hovering here. When this 9 o'clock candle opens, what have we seen every single Asian? We've seen this shit just plummet or fly without a top or bottom wick at all. So being at these daily lows, shit might not even give us an entry either. Like, I haven't had any single entry here besides the 5-minute money printer that was right here. This 5-minute money printer is the only setup that I saw tonight of my liking. Like, even this push was trash. The second rebreak of the high was trash. Oh, bro, if they go off randomly at night, that's because the owners are some crackheads. Shit. You got roosters that are going off at night and you're able to sleep, homie, you're obviously a junkie. And that was some... The smoke got me. I got bronchitis. See, Wix, I got my own soundboard for the free. here in Palm Beach, there's small little like sorry, like sub communities, and in like Palm Springs, you're not allowed to have chickens. In Wellington, you're not allowed to have chickens, but you are in Green Acres. They don't have an issue with that as long as they're caged with a mesh screen, so they can't be cage free. Chickens. They literally have to be only caged. I don't know what you would call it because all of this is Palm Beach County, but Wellington is different than Lake Worth, which is different than Green Acres, which is different um than PGA. It's different than Jupiter, but all of this shit is just Palm Beach County. I got sandhill cranes out in Wellington. They're mad loud. Not bro. In Wellington, I have a client whose neighborhood is infested by peacocks. There's like 8 of them, bro, and they're so loud, bro. You see the peacocks in National Geographic, and you're like, ah, I would never see one of those in real life. And then a few years later in Florida, they're everywhere. Certain neighborhoods here have peacocks, bro. 5 minutes. Yeah, this level was strong. Even if we would have attempted a rebreak of the low there, like I was telling you that I would normally take, which would have been probably this entry here, it would have been a drawdown entry. It's just not, none of the trades that I see except for this one that I would normally take when there's high volume are playing out right now. Everything is literally pulling back as soon as it would have activated my buy stop, my hypothetical buy stop. The Nasdaq is forming nicely though. It already rebroke the daily high here, pushing up. That was a good push. See, when there's volume pushing up, that was a 100 pip push in 2 minutes. So this is one of the reasons why on top one, I'm most likely going to have to go just break even and sacrifice these kinds of positions for the value of the instant funded for the pricing. Because this trade was in profit in 1 minute, 100 pips. So if I saw like a 30 pip, 40 pip instant push, I would be spamming the close button. But I guess it'll also teach me to hold a little longer. Because this trade, I closed it somewhere here. And if I would have held a little longer, that would have been a 76 pip push across 2 entries. This entry would have been up 50 pips. This entry would have been up 181 pips. So that would have been a 230 pip trade if I had to follow that 10-second rule. Or like that 5-minute rule. Because you look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Wow. That's wild. Yeah. See, this is the thing, right? I wasn't expecting the Asians to be pumping up the Nasdaq like this at nighttime. Like, this is the max level that I'm looking to see before we pull back. Sorry, right here. But Trump and these Asians are fighting, dog. They're fighting. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Look at this doji 4-hour candle, these doji hourly candles, and these doji 30-minute candles, these ugly 15-minute candles, these dumbass 5-minute candles. This is one of those nights where there's absolutely nothing. But then the other night, we had like 5 trades in a row. And then at the end of stream, after I called it, because we were up like 80 pips, I was like, alright, bet. If this rebreaks the high, theoretically I should set a buy stop, but I'm already done for the night and I'm already like winding down. I don't really want to take another trade. And what did gold do after that? It drove like 200 pips. I guess that would make sense, right? Because if you set your TP and price instantly goes and hits the TP, even though it was under the 10-second rule, I don't think that would be an issue because a higher time frame or the whatever you call them, an HTF bot, they're going off of discrepancies in price. So that way they enter here and then they're instantly in 2 pips profit and they close. And then they're taking entries where they're only making 1 to 3 pips profit per trade, and then that's how they do it because they know maybe one broker's price is a little bit earlier than the other broker's price, and then they set up the 2 brokers onto the bot, and the bot will notice one broker's price, instantly enter on another broker, get you that extra 2 pips, close it, and then they go off discrepancies in price. That's how a lot of motherfuckers get rich. Like the Sam Bankman Friedman guy, he was going off the discrepancies in Bitcoin pricings from here in China. So he was buying Bitcoin here and selling it on Chinese exchanges for more money. At least that's what that's what I think. Yeah, I could be wrong, but that's basically what he was doing. He was the bot. That's how he got started. That's wild. Wild how somebody notices that and takes advantage of that. Oh yeah, in Palm Beach, you're gonna see a lot of trailer parks because a lot of West Palm was trailer parks, and then developers came and bought them all up. But there's a lot of trailer parks where the owners don't want to fucking sell. So you're gonna see like in my neighborhood, you see a nice neighborhood, another nice neighborhood, another nice neighborhood, another nice neighborhood, a Lamborghini dealership, a mile down the road a Ferrari dealership, a Range Rover dealership, a Maserati dealership, and then right in the center of all of this, there's one street that's a trailer park. So we just closed here on the hourly. We closed back up into this mini range that we have here. Well, we know we're going to get some volume pushing right now, right? Alright, I'm going to have a sell stop here on the rebreak of that low. We know these Asians like to pump gold up, but we should be able to get a push down if this comes all the way back down and rebreaks the low. Huh. Well, there goes that idea. A lot of people do that all the time.
Oh, did you see how high that is?
The world record, bro, at the fair, some guy took a dive into like a 3-foot pool from like 40 feet up. And you're like, how the fuck? And it's because he goes into the pool and then he slides like it's. Yeah. And then maybe he scrapes the back of his neck a little bit.
He got a perfectly flat over there. So, that's what Yale did. He jumped off your roof. You went in and we're like, what the fuck? And the deepest part was 5 feet in the middle.
Wix9 just uploaded a video. Go check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. This money printer here was valid. But it's already 8 pips away from the best entry.
Do you know who followed Gilly are? Gilly's hilarious. This video. Yes.
You deleted the sell stops? Yeah, I did. I might activate them again. I might not activate them. I cannot activate a sell stop. That would be a market execution. The week got me. Are we gonna be bouncing across the 63 pip daily range? You fucking pussy. Gold is such a pussy tonight. Whoa! Looks like a lot, but it's only 7 piparuskis. We're back to normal gold movement. Great minds think alike, brother. Great minds think alike. Yo, look at that dump off of the VWAP. It's just... These dumps are just not interesting. They're 11 pips. What the fuck? And even then, maybe... I would need a closure above here. To take the wick fill up, which gives us a 23 pip range. That's trash, bro. Fuck. Market open was banging. Market open was moving here. Drove all the way to the lows, created the daily lows, rejected and drove all the way back up, and now we're hovering at the daily highs. I'm looking for sells once we start breaking down into my shit level. So people ask me, where do you get these levels from? And I was like, damn, if gold breaks this low, if Nasdaq breaks this low, shit, it's gonna dump. So I call this my shit level, and that's how I do that. A lot of this is trading pretty lines, brother. Trading my pretty colorful lines. Oh, what's your analysis? FEG. SMC, smart money technique. How about SMD? Suck my. I draw pretty lines, and if price respects my pretty lines, I'ma get in that bitch. I knew you were looking at that shit. This money printer, though, I'm getting a lot of conflicting ideas. I'll tell you one thing, I was a bit nervous before stream, and it's completely gone. You come in here just to say TP Smackdown buys, and and you didn't send me the signal, bro, I'm gonna have to ban you. With this hourly closing bearish, this hourly flipping from the bottom to the highs, I need a higher time frame closure above these levels to really confirm this push. And look at all this resistance. I can't just trust this push. I gotta wait. I have to wait. Maybe taking a buy here wouldn't have been so bad, but it would have been risky. I've been locked in. You should have helped me lock in, bro. Shit. What do I pay you for, bro? Is Gay Fredo there?
Is that crazy poo? Crazy poo. Crazy poo.
Let's get that banger. That's what I'm looking for. And look, it's just straight, clean until you get a little level there. And that's just straight beauty, bro.
Would you be able to get this plated?
Yeah,
So do that.
I can do it myself. The thing with gold plating is that it's real gold, but gold fades with the oils of your fingers. So if you're touching it a lot, your fingers rub the gold off.
So
That's why white gold is trash. When you have like a white gold wedding ring, eventually it starts turning yellow because the white gold starts to disappear off of it. And it starts to turn yellow. So you get a platinum wedding ring.
Oh, that shit.
Hey Chris, you can't use the word gay here. Only I can use the word gay.
But Chris, if it makes you feel any better, you're the only gay guy here.
Yeah. We support the LGBTQ. We are supporters of the community and we are allies. So if you're an LGBTQ member and you have any trouble with trading or something, feel free to come to me. I only charge 1 Bitcoin and I will send you some links to Alex G's YouTube videos.
Ask Chris. We help him. Super full-blown LGBT guy.
Yes, Chris, I sent him over to watch ICT's Silver Bullet strategy after he watched Alex G's Set and Forget strategy.
Yeah.
And he's actually doing very well.
Good.
If you can't tell what sarcasm is, then by all means send me a Bitcoin. Alright, I'm gonna have a buy stop on the break of the high here. This shit looks like it's moving. We're gonna delete it and play the safer game. And we're gonna move my level up here. Alright, let's see some structure forming and then we'll work on taking the entry again. That would have been good. Instant 10 pips, but no. Yeah, I want to be patient here. I don't want to, just because I haven't taken a trade all night, I don't want to be get caught in the first pop out of the range. But who knows if that would have slipped me. If it would have slipped me and I wouldn't have been able to catch the 10 pips. If it drives without us, it drives without us, but I needed a pullback and then a re-break. Yeah, my range is right here. So this is good. The first 5-minute closure out of the range. Once this 5-minute pulls back, we can take the flip of the next 5-minute to fill this wick, break even. Don Julio, Ectafulio. So explain the top 1 futures 334.9 a month. After making 1500, you need to drop 150 to activate the account. I can answer that in a couple of minutes, my G. So, if you're doing the evaluation, you're paying $34.95 a month until you pass the account. If it takes you 2 months to pass, they're going to charge you $34.95 twice. After you pass, you pay the $150 activation fee. And that's it. If you pass before the month, you only get charged the $34.95 once. Now, let's do some math here. You're about to spend 40 bucks. Fuck that math. Let's wait for the price here, see what it does. You're about to spend 40 bucks plus 150 for activation. That's $190. For $110 more with a discount, you can get that same account already funded live. With their discounts right now, it's just... Damn, we couldn't even wait for that 5-minute closure, but it's already gonna re-break the highs. I mean, I'm interested, but the 15. If we close 15 no top wick, we can get that money printer the other way. So it depends, bro. If you have the confidence that you can pass it, spending the extra 100 and going for the full live account, so once you make that 1,500 bucks, you can withdraw actual money. It's very key, bro. Wow. So this 15 just closed. The 15 closed, barely a top wick, but it's the first bullish closure outside of the range. Our only levels of resistance are very far. Can we get a pullback here? Can we get a nice pop down? Even if we respect these ranges, I'm still willing to take a buy stop. I would just like to see a pullback instead of just a straight drive. Yeah, this is another entry that I deleted the buy stop because this was the daily high that we've retested multiple times. I don't want to get stuck in that shit. I've been stuck in that too many times. I'd rather miss the move than this same thing to have came the other way. Alright. I have a buy stop now. Account for spreads and all that fun stuff. I mean, to my level here, I got 9 Pepperooskies. Then I got like 13 on the next one. That activated me. That was a good money printer flip here. I don't pay attention to like that low of a money printer, and I should, because that entry with the pop up would be considered a break-even trade by now after 13 pips. 3 pip spreads is wild. I'm gonna go break even here. That's probably gonna take me out. I saw like 15 pips there. I don't know why I only showed 9. You're whack price. Look at that. I'm just gonna close full there at 10 pips. 3 pip spreads is wild. Yeah, look at that pop. I hope you guys saw how crucial it is to be patient and to wait for your setup, to wait for the closure above, to wait for the pullback, to wait for the pop, to wait for everything that I wanted since the beginning of the night. That's the first thing I drew tonight, and that's the first thing I waited for. I was perfectly fine with missing that first setup because I needed to wait for what I wanted. And yes, I closed at 10 pips. Big whoop. But look at that pop. Wix, if you're still watching, bro, that's all because of you, dog. You and Don, bro, you guys helped me the fuck out, bro. What's that? How many pips is that? And that's 35 pip push. That's the largest push of the night, and we were all in it. The largest push, the largest 1 minute candle of the night, and we were all in that candle. So when you guys heard me say I'm gonna close here, with that 3 second delay, you guys would have been up much more if you're listening off of YouTube. Hey, full glaze, bro. Everybody drop a follow to Wix9, dog. Bro. The way they taught me to read candles, no one else has done so. And then the way that I've learned to look for levels, I look for my own levels and look for their candle structure, their candle analysis and breakdown to really narrow down my levels. So for some reason, I find different levels that I like, and it's just arbitrary. You find the levels that you prefer. Yo, look, I found this level that goes back to this day. I mapped it out and it aligns with this level, this level, this level. And I'm like, cool. I didn't see that level. I looked at the level a little bit earlier than that, and I caught a trade off of this level, and then you can catch a trade off of your level. But we both used the same candle breakdowns. Look at that push, bro. Look at that push. We were literally in the best push of the night. Patience. 2 hours for a 1.5 minute trade, bro. Are you not entertained? I've had a couple questions of people asking me, is my cousin ever going to learn how to trade? And I'm like, nah, bro. That shit is not, I need somebody that's going to be able to run my YouTube channel for me and edit my videos and do my clips and all that shit. Don't trade, bro. You're going to take up all your time trading. I need a video editor. We can pay for your classes.
Hey, I'm starting to look at ChatGPT. Actually, like the other day, I was looking up videos, but it's like it gave me coding, which that's a whole different thing.
I didn't do the process today, but I'm going to be recording the screen and my camera separately now through a different platform or different way in OBS, so that way my clips aren't so trash.
If I'm gonna be here clipping, I need my own camera so I can see. We can do little bloopers.
Fuck, I was just talking the whole time, bro. Well, I'm not going to repeat everything, but basically, can we look for some sort of sell setup off this high? Stuck to the plan and you waited all night and you caught your fucking banger. And so you waited and you caught 25 pips. And I'm pretty sure if you wait another the same amount of time, you'll probably catch another trade for 25. And then you go tomorrow morning and you do the same thing in New York and you're up 100 pips for the day. And then you look at the end of the week and you're like, damn, I'm up 700 pips. If I'm trading a 0.1, that's 700 bucks, dog. If I'm on a larger funded and I'm trading like a 0.5 lot, bro, that's like 2,800 bucks, dude, in a week. Whenever I catch a good trade, I don't say this is it. I'm done for the day. My setup continually comes during high volume times. Sunday, I was down 5 pips, and then today I made 93 pips. And then with the session now, earlier in the session, I made 6 pips, and then 10 here, so that's 16 pips for the night. In total for the day, I'm up 110 pips, 108 pips. I am under 1% away from passing this 300k that I've grinded. No gambling, one lot the whole time. So to pass it, I need to get 2,000 consecutive pips. What, bro? Yeah. The Trump market was amazing. I also have some live trades during the Trump market, some live swing trades. So I'm letting those swing trades play out. At 316.8. I need 32. "30-minute closure coming up." Bro, tell me how the roofers went up to the roof and they turned off my air conditioner.
You're doing your roof?
Yeah, and as soon as I get home, I see it's off. And I'm like, fuck. I look around the building, no ladders to be found. And I'm like, so either they just got up there and left, or something's broken on my air conditioner. Because there's no ladders, nobody's on the roof. I go get the truck, that's why the truck's out there. I go get the truck, I come back, I get on the roof, and they turned it off. They said they're supposed to call me before they turn it off. They left a paper on the door saying, give us a call so we can get your phone number down so we can schedule a day to turn your air conditioner off. I just got home when I saw the paper.
Oh.
And the air conditioner was off. Yeah, so I came in the truck and then I made up a bill and I sent them a bill for $175. And I said, that's the emergency fee that you now have to pay me for having to fix my own air conditioner. Let's see what they say. My last 10 trades, I'm 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 break evens. If you're positive on that 10 trade situation, you now have a working system and you want to mimic that system continuously nonstop. Even if it's like 10 pips profit at the end of those 10 trades, it don't matter how much profit it is, it's a profitable system. And you want to mimic that non-stop and just understand probability. Marcelo Rubio, I appreciate you, brother. 30-minute close, respecting this level. The 30-minute is coming up to create a top wick first. The 15-minute close, respecting this level as well. The 5-minute close, no top wick. If we can create a top wick and then re-break the low, that would be nice. Creating a top wick there and then re-breaking the low, it would be some sort of double top here and then coming back down. We can take a sell stop here on the re-break of the low here. That would be very, very nice. I need a 5-minute top wick there though, so that it's proper structure, because we just had a 30-minute closure and we can literally just continue popping the way that price is moving. Beautiful, bro. You got it, dog. That's the thing, bro. Staying locked in. In the beginning of this evaluation, I took a swing trade on the Nasdaq. I got a 1 lot here at the highs. I was risking like 600 or 700 bucks, and that 1 lot ran for 700 pips overnight. Gave me a 7K chunk overnight on the evaluation, a 2% chunk. I set it and I was like, all right, my TP, I'll put it away at like 700 pips. That's far as fuck. I really do think that we're gonna dump down here now. If price does continue to make highs, that's fine. But when we dump down, I want to wake up in the morning and then have a trade running like steeply. I'll wake up like around 2, 3 in the morning and check on the trade. I'll have a couple alarms set up when we hit certain levels, and then within like a 5-minute candle, price drove down like 200 pips during London on the Nasdaq. Yep, Wix will be live tomorrow early, and he's gonna get off early tomorrow. So if you guys are in a different time, my bad. If you guys are in a different time zone, pay attention tomorrow, because Wix is gonna be on and off later than and earlier than usual. All right, so we gotta break these lows, and then I'll have a sell stop at whatever low we create. For supports, we have these supports here and some minor wicks here. All right, this was for buys. This was for buys. A continuation up without a proper higher time frame closure, I don't trust.
hurt my lower back in attic today, bro. It's like I'm struggling to bend over. I fucking saw some stretches on YouTube, and bro, if the pain is like 8, it drops it down to like a 2. It's like the baby stretch when you put down your back, and you pick your feet up and you hug them, and that just stretches out your fucking spinal cord. The gym does it as well on the machine. I was supposed to go today during lunch, but I came home instead to trade. I was like twisted, laying down sideways. And then when I got down, I was like, damn, my back kind of hurts now. Took 1.5% loss at some point and got it all back too. I've taken 2, 3, 4 losses on this account. 2 of them have been $1,000 losses, which has been under 1%, which is like a 0.5%, and one of them was 1%. And I've made them all back, and I'm still up 16,000. So 1,600 pips, which is 5.3%. Milo, go away. Let's be patient here. Oh, you sure? Better quality than these touches. And they're tight on the arms. They don't flare out like this. At they have a 30% off sale, and if you sign up, you get another 10%. But sure was like $10.
Shit's fire.
This is a slip knot.
This is different. This is a thick. This is meant to be like thick.
This is slip knot. I made an account with them, so now I get permanent 10% discounts. I'm just gonna buy more shirts. I would be taking this buy stop here, but my levels are so close. It's pretty cheap though, $10. Got the big one I have flares out on the sides here, so it's like ugly. But this one is like tight on my arms. If I pull it up, my arms. No, go away.
Shit like
Sure, the glasses.
glasses. I wouldn't pay that, but if I could afford it, like if I had $1,000.
I like regular shit like this, but the beach fucked up stuff.
8 pairs of shades or 90.
I took it to the beach and to vacation several times, and I think this I never cleaned it ever. And then eventually, the polarized film started peeling off. All right, I'm gonna have a sell stop here, or I'm gonna market execute a sell. That was way too fast to do anything. I'm expecting some of this range to get filled on this 30-minute flip bearish. My shit level's getting tapped on the Nasdaq. Well, that's a closure at 10 pips. Well, 4. What the fuck? That pullback was so fast. I don't know what it gave me. I'm gonna call it 10. Yeah, it was 10. 20 pips for this session. I closed at 10 because of this no top wick. And then no bottom wick here, we could easily money print or flip bullish. It's all good. It gave me the 10. The closure respecting and the money printer possibility, I just took my 10. Look at that dump, bro. Again, we're in these volume pushes, gang. We're in these pushes. Trust the analysis, trust the wait. It's all worth the wait. It's all worth it. The only reason tonight that I haven't held these trades for longer than 10 pips is because of the beginning volume that we had that was trash, right? Like I said, we have to wait till the 9 o'clock open for the volume to really pick up because this volume here is just straight trash. If we had a really good opening session where the volume was moving like this, right? And then we came into the 9 o'clock opening like this, I would have held these trades much, much longer and I would have taken the re-break of the high much sooner because I didn't need to wait for much more confirmation if we had that much volume throughout this entire push. If we created a nice bottom wick on the daily and pushed up, I would have trusted these pushes a little bit more. But because of the fact that we were ranging and this was the first sign of volume, I have to be a little bit more hesitant with my positions because the possibility of price coming back into range and ranging is very high with this movement. So all of these levels are possibilities of price coming back into range. Like, what did we say here, right? What did I say earlier? I wanted the price to wait until we got to these highs. I wanted to wait for some sort of rejection from the highs. What did I draw out earlier? If you scroll back to the stream, I drew out this perfect double top that I wanted. What did we get? We got that exact thing. What happened when price gave me that volume push to the downside? I took a re-break of any of these candles. It didn't really matter. You could have market executed anywhere here. I just played it safe and wanted a re-break of this low to catch the push through the range. "15 minutes, but that's my last trade of the night. We worked hard for that trade. What did I say? The 5-minute no top wick, especially when Bougie called that out, that was an amazing call. I closed out my trade perfectly once we hit my profit target. Once my profit target was closed, that extra push is none of my business. We came back and now we're doing exactly what we feared would happen earlier. So our fear was correct. We managed risk according to that fear, and now that fear is playing out and it's perfectly playing out. We're now pulling back to the upside. The trade would have been right now at break even and you would have been like, damn, I should have closed, or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's this 5-minute no top wick was important. Most people wouldn't look at it, but it was important. If you would have been in a trade down here, you would have been negative all the way up here, being like, damn, I knew that top wick was important. I knew that top wick was important. And you would have been probably crying over here instead of understanding the importance of that trade. And because we were already in a trade and we saw profit, close. Hey, spaceman. Sam, bro. I see you killing it, dog. I promise you. Yacht boys in December. Hmm. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to take that money, Brenner. How much range we have here for the retest of this low? Cool. Now, because we rejected the highs, came down, created a low, this cannot be the lower high. We have to continue driving for price to really be bullish. But if price starts to come down like this and starts to do this, we can take another entry here, right? To fill the wick down. Much love, brother. See, this level is strong, so if I can get a 1 minute closure below and then a push up, that would be ideal. "17 seconds. I need structure. If we can get perfect structure, that'd be amazing. We might be able to re-enter this trade. Alright, I'm gonna have a sell stop here. Chill out, buddy. Chill. I'll take you out in a few minutes. Holy crap, dude. I walk this dog like 80 times a day. And he just knows how to push my buttons. We close back up into range. That gives us a minute and 50 seconds for this 1 minute to this 5 minute to flip bullish. If it breaks this high, this is not valid anymore. I mean, it could reject off the 20 SMA. Where's the 20 over here on the flat? We're all underneath. I'm deleting this. It is respecting. I think I panic deleted that. What's the word with gold, OG? So we just took some buys here, and then we took some sells here, and then we're looking to take a re-entry on some sells. We have 45 seconds for this 5 minute to close. I really want to get this entry here, right? But depending on where gold closes, if we close again up here, where that's another minute closure back into this range and this bullish level here. So if this 5 minutes that's about to close in 20 seconds closes, gives us a top wick, and then flips bearish, I can take the rebreak of this 5 low to fill that other 5 wick down, right? But it needs to do all that. We're looking bullish above VWAP rejection though. Yeah, we just rejected the VWAP there, which is why this is the decision level. If we break these highs, we're flying up. If we break these lows, it's coming down for another retest. Yeah, it's tapping on all the time frames, but we haven't had a higher time frame closure outside of this level here. So I'm thinking we need more liquidity to drive.
and another retest of VWAP would be very nice. Like if it double bottoms here on the VWAP and then flips bullish, that should be enough liquidity to break us out of these highs. Because we just have too much going on here. High, 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 high. We really have to break out, turn it into support, and break out. So is it going to do that now during Asian, at the very end of the session, where 9 o'clock is already almost over, the hourly is about to close, we're probably not going to get any volume until like midnight. So what's the more likelier scenario? Probably back into range. So with the volume starting to slow down, do we have enough strength to get a real breakout? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm thinking that because volume is slowing down and it's becoming the end of the hourly, that we can get a range trade right after we rejected this strong ass level. It came all the way down to these lows. We came all the way down to VWAP and rejected. This may just be because the VWAP is strong and we might be coming down to fill the range before we reject again. Yeah, that's a very good way of seeing that, because you did get a rejection, but at what time is that rejection happening, and is there a possibility of the volume being low enough that it won't happen, it won't play out just yet? So that's volume and time is key. This hourly is going to close bullish, respecting these resistances if it stays where it's at. It's going to need a bottom wick to these higher time frame levels before continuing bullish. This 30 already kind of did give us one, so maybe it doesn't have to come all the way down to fill that 30, but it might just fill and break this whole 5 minute. So I'm gonna, damn, we're pretty close to this hourly, and we know we need a bottom wick for that hourly. So even if it activates us, we know that hourly needs a bottom wick before driving up. And if it comes up for a top wick first, then we know it'll eventually have to come back down for that hourly bottom wick, and we have an out for a pineapple anywhere around the daily highs here, 60-70 pips away. At 1 minute and 20 seconds, I want this 5 to start flipping now and breaking the lows, or maybe closing bearish, but not bullish there at this 1 minute level. We're starting to form support here. Yeah, it looks like we're about to break these highs. It's gonna invalidate my idea. Two trades tonight. I took buys here and then sells here. Hey, I appreciate you for showing up. Dropped your cellular device. 5, no bottom wick. If this would have had a bottom wick, I could take a buy stop here. Why you gotta do me like that? Hey, I love you too, brother. You're a savage.
Don't worry. Yacht boys at the end of the year. Look at that 15-minute flip celery play to the upside after closing above the most recent range, grabbing orders. We have a beautiful wick fill to the upside. Once that flips bullish, we have a straight perfect DVS entry on the higher time frame, but this 5-minute is being dookie. Buys are not bad. Can I get a pullback to here and then a flip bullish? Then I can set another buy stop. We got 3 minutes for this hourly closure. That's not gonna happen. Would have the buy stops played out. That's 5 pips. Gang members unite. Damn, a rebreak of the high is not bad. 2 minutes here though, shit. How'd you guys do tonight? One minute for the hourly closure. 1 minute for the hourly closure. This pop-up rebreak of the high is all happening now at the worst time. I really enjoy a break of the high here. This whole hourly candle is about to close. No top wick, no bottom wick. Barely any range. And we closed. These are ugly closures. I'm out. Yep. Fuck that. Beautiful session. 20 pips for the session. Price action is starting to look a bit ugly. Maybe later at like 11, 12 o'clock we'll get some more nicer volume. But we waited, we stayed patient, and we caught the best moves of the night.
the literal two best moves of the night. Maybe this one was also a really good one, but the most volume candles, we were in those. Oh, take it easy, everybody. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow for New York session. We have some news tomorrow, I believe. Empire State Manufacturing, which is trash. So now we don't have much shit tomorrow. We'll be alright. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I'm gonna spark up another joint and enjoy the rest of my night. Peace.